Hi, I'm Tug Toller, and I'm with eSource Miller in Texas and Oklahoma. We're a Paradigm member. We're here to show you and demo the H55 fryer from Frymaster. Let's go check it out. All right, I'm standing in front of the Frymaster H55. This is actually a H255. We have the 3.5 controller on this. That's the one we're going to be showing you. I have it filled with oil and whatnot, but still, whether it's new or whether it's your first time using it, it's pretty much all going to be the same, okay? So on here we have an on-off button. That's this guy. It's going to be the same for the other one over there. Right now they're both on. You kind of see those dashes. On those dashes, it's telling me I'm ready, okay? So if I turn this off, it would have nothing on the screen. When I go to turn it on, it's going to say CYCL. That means cycle. It's the melt cycle. Let it go. It's just a part of the preheat for the fryer. It's going to protect your oil. It kind of turns the heating elements on, then turns them off. It doesn't just go on until it reaches the temperature. So it's a slower startup. But for the most part, when you come in the morning and you're starting a fryer, you're going right away anyway. So let the melt cycle go through. When it's done going through, it'll look like this. It'll have those dashes. That's when you know you're ready. On this 3.5 controller, there's a couple of programming steps. There's a couple of codes you'll want to know. One of them is 1650, 1650. So if I did that, I would go here into that check mark. It's going to ask for what code. If I hit 1650, it's now into programming, okay? So it's saying what temperature. Now it's saying what program do you want to do. Once you set the fryer, there's not multiple temperatures through the fryer. It's still one temperature for fryer, but now you're setting the times on the programs. So if I hit this one, it's going to ask what is the sensitivity. 5 is usually the one we go with. It's kind of the right in the middle. So you hit check. Now it's saying cook time. Right now we have this first one set up for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. If you wanted to change it to 2 minutes and 15 seconds, it's that easy. Or if you wanted to go back through, or we can just hit check and hit next. This SH, what that is a shake. So it's saying it can give you an alarm. It doesn't physically shake it unless you actually have the automatic, why can't I think of the right name? The automatic ones, the one that goes up and down, it'll actually kind of shake it for you. This one is just an alarm to tell you when to shake it. You can set that if you want to. If not, you don't have to. This is a hold. It's once again just going to be a timer. So after the cook time is done, it'll start counting for you, and you can set it to whatever hold time you want. If you want to set a hold, more often than not, people do it on a different product. And then that's it for that program, and you go to the next program. What sensitivity, what time, and go on through, and you can make all of those. From L is a program, right? All the way to R is a program. If you have lanes, if you have a split pot, this is going to be for this is going to be for that, okay? If you don't have a split pot, this is really all for this one, okay? As far as, and I want to show you, it should have cooled down a smidge. Nope. If it's too low, if the temperature's gone down too much, whether it's turned off or whatnot, it would say low right there, LO. If it's not, if it's showing those jogs, it means it's fine. It's within the temperature that you have it set. I also am going to show you how to filter, okay? So once we're done, the filtering's down below. So we have yellow valves, right? And we have red valves. The red is going to dump down. This pot down here, what we call a filter dog, you can call it whatever you want. I just did some cooking, and we did some filtering, so that's why it looks a little dirty. But inside there, it only fits one pot's worth of oil. So you're only able to do one at a time. The first step to doing any filtering is to turn that lane off, okay? If you don't, it can kind of ruin the machine, but it will beep at you and saying, hey, I'm not sensing any oil in here, okay? So once you have that in, and we'll kind of go through what is in there, I like to do it kind of slowly at first just to make sure there's no problem, but this red one opens the valve and you can go all the way. Now it's dumping all of it. Okay, you can kind of see in here. Now's a great time to grab your brush if it came with. Kind of brush down the sides and whatnot to get it down in there. Once it goes all the way down, I like to do what's called a polishing step. Let me put that down. Polishing step is turning the valve on, the return valve, the pump, which is this yellow one. This one goes to that one, this one goes to this one. And I leave the drain open for a bit. So it's just recycling that water. It's going down the drain and back up in. After a minute or so, you can go ahead and close the valve. And you'll start to see that it fills up. Total filter time per pot is a couple of minutes, 3 minutes, somewhere around thereof. So from the time that it's down, filtering and getting back up, you're easily within, and getting back up to temperature, it's 5 minutes or less, which is pretty much nothing. People will ask, well, how many times do I filter? That powder, I have a paper and powder, I'll show you in a second. The paper and powder, you use it one day, so you can filter as many times in that day as you want, but at the end of the day, you'd go ahead and pull that, throw that away, put the new paper down and new powder, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second, once we don't have any oil in there, right? So you can see it kind of filling up. All right, if you see, you start to see some bubbles going up in the back there. That means that it's trying to get the last little bit of oil out and you're getting some air. You want to let that run for about a minute. We're going to stop a little short just because we're trying to do a quick video for you guys. So you turn that back off. This one's now done filtering. You turn it back on. You can see that low I was talking about. It's going to take a little bit to get right back up and then it's going to be ready to go. I didn't finish this program. Just stop through it and then you can hit this once you're done and it brings you right back. So I'm going to go ahead and I could turn this off and do that as well. But what we're going to do actually is show you this. So down here, now this is nice and hot. There is a pre-screen. This screen is going to capture the big stuff, right? So you can take that and dump that out. Pull this all the way. If I let that, you can kind of see some oil down there. If I let it run longer, it would have pulled that out. But at the end, we're going to pull this up and take this over to the trash or somewhere to put it down. We're going to pick up that paper. You can kind of fold it up and put it down. Okay, right now it's hot, so I'm not going to be able to pick it right up because we just did it. At the end, you're going to put this paper down. The easiest way to do is have it on the counter, put it down, grab this weight right here, right? Put that directly on top of this, then grab the paper and the weight and put that down in. That way you're not trying to fight it to make sure that the corners aren't bent or anything and fold it over. Like you can see in here, the paper, it makes a good seal with that in there, right? Last thing you're going to do is take this filter powder. Go ahead and dump it in there somewhere. It can be in one spot. It can be moved around. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be down on the paper. Once we're done with that, we can put it down. Put this guy back in once you've dumped it. And then put that back in. Now, we are ready to go. So thanks for joining us. Make sure to check out Paradigm on all of our social media pages. Thanks, guys.